Hello, 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 and welcome to Tools Thursday. Excited about today. Just following up on the theme of Tools Thursday real quick. The intention is to not only give you a strategy, but a tool to affect the strategy. So a couple of things you're going to get from today's Tools Thursday is, so like I said, three things that I want to share with you today. Why use a VSL? Like, what is a VSL? It's a video sales letter. Why use that versus a traditional sales page, for example? Two, how interruption marketing or how to use interruption marketing to snag the attention of your person. And then I'm going to be giving you scripts to do the thing in 2 hours or less. Okay. So in other words, you're going to leave here not only with the strategy, the tool, but also the implementation piece so that you can go create your first or next VSL in 2 hours or less. So can anybody say they're excited about this? As you guys are coming in, give me a shout out. And I want to know, do you have something to sell online? And if so, what is it? Will you drop it in for me? And while you do that, I'm going to introduce myself in case you've never been on one of my shows before. My name is Kim Garst. I am the founder of Authority Creator. Authority Creator is a program that helps experts build the authority in their space so that they become the go-to person when somebody says, hey, I need fill in the blank. Then this is the person you need to go to. So if you are interested in learning more, just go to authoritycreator.online. And I'm going to give us a couple shout outs as I see people coming in this morning. I see Karen. Hey, just real quick, if you've never been on one of my shows before, just joining for the first time, let me know that you're new. Use hashtag new again, down under. And I'd love to say hey and give you a wave. Okay. So Karen, good morning to you. I hope you're doing well this morning. So Karen's from New York. All right. So, and she promotes ketones. I hope I said that correctly. We've got Jerry from Alabama. Jerry, so excited to see you with us this morning. Let's see. We've got Simone in the house from Brazil. All right. Excellent. Karen is new. All right, you guys. Welcome, Karen, to the fun, because we have fun here. That's another thing that we're focused on. So Tracy is from Grapevine, Texas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, do you have something to sell? And if you do, what is it? I want to know, because that is most of you, I'm assuming, are business owners, or you probably wouldn't be here. Again, I'm making a jump there, but I'm assuming that is true. Jerry says he is a photographer, a real estate photographer, and would like to promote online bookings. Deborah is from New Cape Cod. She's in the real estate business. All right. So again, let me know. I want to know what it is that you're selling. So like I said, today, we're going to go over why use a VSL versus a traditional sales video. I'm going to talk about interruption marketing, and then I'm going to give you the resources to do all of this today. So first things first, let's talk about why use a VSL. And I've got 5 core reasons. 3 of them are about the person you're trying to attract, essentially. And the last 2 are all about us. Okay. So this is important because what I have found when it comes to creating marketing pieces is we get hung up on the thing. It can sometimes be the tool. Sometimes it can be the tech. Sometimes it can be the knowledge. Like, what do I say? Like, right. So we're going to try to fix all of that today. And like I say, if we can't do it ourselves, if it's not easy enough for us to do it, then what happens? We don't do it, right? That's just the truth of it. So the first 3 are all about your viewer. So let me explain first what a VSL is. A VSL is a video, and I'm going to talk about the formats of a video, of a VSL video in just a second, but I want to share essentially what a VSL is. It stands for Video Sales Letter. And it's a replacement of a traditional sales page. So you've all probably seen them. In fact, please tell me, like if I call it an ugly sales video letter, which is a traditional white PowerPoint presentation with text on it. You've probably gone to a website before where you're interested in something and you've seen a video presentation about the product or the service, right? That's a VSL. So in some cases, people use a VSL combo where they're using the VSL at the top of the page and then they'll have a sales page underneath. That's basically just, focusing on the different types of people based on how they consume content. But a VSL is very effective. Why? One, because it is attention grabbing. Think about it. Most people would rather watch a video, and stats will prove this, by the way, than read a long sales page. Like, tell me, how many of you have read a sales page in forever? Like, right? I mean, you scan it. If you're interested, you hit the highlights, but you don't read it word for word, more than likely. You're more than likely, again, more likely to be engaged with a video that you can listen to. You don't have to, your brain doesn't have to process so hard, right? So videos work. They also, if you're using them in the social space, they're an attention grabber. They grab people's attention in the feed. They're not, this is why video is so powerful, so effective. So that's the first reason that that VSLs are, I believe, better than a sales page. Connection is the next thing. So when you are either front facing or there's a voice behind the words, it's a connection. It's like one of the reasons that I use the audio component on Instagram is because people feel the emotion in your voice, right? It's like they can connect with you. It's a way to build out that know, like, and trust factor way faster than it is just being text, because there's no inflection. There's no way for you to see my smile, because you can tell when people are smiling when they're saying things versus you just reading something. There's no inflection, right? At that point, there's no way for them to see, feel or hear the emotion in your voice or see your face if you're doing a front-facing video. So the connection factor is really high with a VSL. And the third reason is they convert higher, y'all. Who wants better conversions? So let me just give you some stats real quick. The average conversion rate for a sales page is between 1% to 2%. So that means for every 100 people who see your sales page, 1 to 2 of them are going to say yes or take it to the next step. So if you think about that, like if you need 10, sales, for example, then you need a lot of people to see your video. I'm sorry. You need a lot of people to see your sales page. That's a lot of folks. So what's the traffic source for that, right? Versus, and this is a fascinating dynamic. Now, obviously, depending on what you're selling, how your VSL is presented, there's factors that are absolutely going to play into this. But some people say, and I will agree with this, some marketers claim anywhere from 40 to 60% higher conversions on a VSL. That's why so many people use them. Personally, our sales pages that have VSLs on them, way higher conversions, sometimes 30 to 40%. I can't make the claim of 60%, but usually on average, 30 to 40% higher. So that means that, instead of, every 100 people, I get 1 to 2 people, I can get 3 to 4 people. Big difference, right? So I am essentially, or 3 to 4 people. So that means I'm doubling my conversions. So the point is that VSLs usually convert at a much higher rate. So, and the fourth reason is all about us. How many of you are copywriters and know how to write sales pages? All right. I'm getting crickets in the air. Well, the reason I'm getting crickets is because you're like, yeah, no, I don't know how to do that. I'm not a copywriter. I'm a realtor, or I'm a photographer, or I'm passionate about helping people lose weight. Or I mean, the reality is a lot of us are not copywriters. We don't have that skill set in our arsenal. Now, sometimes you have to learn it, or at least at a baseline, so that you can do the things to market your business, right? I mean, I've definitely learned it at a baseline. But here, enter the second problem behind that. Let's assume you can write some copy. How much time does it take to write a sales page? Like, it can be very, very labor intensive. So, and then enter the third scenario. Let's say you're not a copywriter. You don't know how to, or don't have the time to spend to try to figure it out. You have to pay for it. Well, the last time I paid for a sales page, for sales page copy, it cost me $10,000. $10,000 for a sales page. Yeah, that's standard. On average, the average sales page is going to cost you anywhere, depending on the quality of the copywriter, the reputation of the copywriter. It could cost anywhere from $6,000 to $20,000 or more $1,000. It's crazy. So if you don't have that money just laying around, you aren't a copywriter, what the heck is your alternative? That's one of the reasons that I personally love the VSL, because there's a formula to them. And as long as I can fill in the blanks, I can do them. I don't need a copywriter. I don't need to spend $10,000 every time I want to create something for sale, And if that's you, then keep listening, because this is going to be super powerful for you. And I guess the last thing I want to say is we can afford them. They don't take a ton of time. They take no money to create, maybe a tool here and there, but you don't have to pay for a copywriter for them. You can create them yourself. They're doable for any business owner. All right. But here, this is the enter the problem, which is why I'm having this conversation with you. VSLs have become the standard, right? A lot of people use them. More and more people are understanding that there's formulas to creating a VSL. More and more people are stepping into creating them, which is what I hope you're going to do after today's training. But we've got to a place where the things that used to work are commonplace for our viewer these days, or our prospect. So they are tuning out those things. I mean, who remembers like banner ads in the day? Like, they were so hot. Like, I made so much money off of banner ads back in the day, dating myself a little bit there. But the fascinating part about techniques in marketing, tactics, if you will, tactics shift constantly, and they have a lifespan. So they work for a while, then, more and more people start to adopt them, and then they start to decline in effectiveness. And I think that's really where we kind of are with VSLs. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a VSL, because I'm going to tell you how to use interruption marketing here in just a minute to make sure that your VSL is actually going to be a thumb stopper, that it's going to grab people's attention. So that's the next thing I want to talk to you about is, how to use interruption marketing to snag attention. So I recently came across a tool, hence the Tools Thursday, that I was like, oh my gosh, this is a way to create a VSL that shows up differently. And I'm like, this could be really good. Let me give this a go and see. So I created my latest VSL, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. And I'm going to open up and show you the tool, show you how you use it, and why I believe it's an interruption marketing technique. So I recently started using this tool, and it did jump up our not only our views, but our conversions. And that makes sense if you think about it, because the more people that will stop and look at the video, actually consume the content, then the conversions are going to go up. So if you put your video in front of 1,000 people and 100 of them, stop and watch the video, then 3 to 4 of them will book a call, kind of thing, right? That's kind of the numbers if you break it down. So our conversions did go up, and I was like, okay, this is awesome. And best of all, better than anything else, it was super easy to use. Okay, so anybody want to know what the tool is? Yes. All right, so I am dropping it in all transparency. This is an affiliate link, but if you go to kimgorst.com/Tella, and I'm going to pull up my screen, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. So if you are unfamiliar with a VSL, if you just look at this white box here, this is a traditional PowerPoint presentation. It's got text on the screen. This is what I call an ugly video sales letter. So it's just a standard VSL, no person, you could just have a voiceover on this, in other words. And that's what a lot of people do. So I was like, okay, how can I make this, again, when this tool came out, I was like, this is a way for me to be on the side so they can see me as well, and they can read the text at the same time. So that's what we ended up doing. And as you can see, now this is the part that's interesting. There's lots of formats to this. Traditionally, when you see a training, for example, or a VSL, sometimes it'll have a little circle of the person either down in the corner or up in the, down in the right-hand corner, upper right-hand corner. That's standard. This is why this is so different. I'm going to show you how you can make placements of yourself or just use your full screen here in a minute using this tool. Okay. So I'm going to just play this for just a second so you can see that you can see me and you can also see the text on the screen. Okay, so, and you would know that I would stop the video right at a place where my face looks all scrunched up, but that's beside the point. It's not about me. So let me show you how powerful this little tool is. A couple of things I want you to know about it. One, it does have a Chrome extension. So if you're familiar with tools like Loom, for example, Loom has a Chrome extension where you can just click on it. It'll immediately open up and you can, and ScreenFlow or whatever, just with the Chrome extension. You can do the same with Tella. But this is where I think I really want to focus in on today is the look of your VSL and why this is an interruption marketing opportunity. So as you can see, before I did this version, I had just the straight up PowerPoint presentation with the text on it and a voiceover. And that was working. It was. I won't tell you, I won't say it wasn't, but I was like, this makes sense to me. It makes sense because people can now see me. They can get that deeper connection. I'm going to give it a go. And when I did, I was like, this is so much. One, so easy for me to create. Two, my conversions jumped. So let's talk about different looks that you can create with this tool. So I've created the video, and this is the part I really wanted to focus in on. There is lots of opportunity for customization so that you can, again, you're creating a piece of content that is going to grab people's attention, stop their thumb scrolling, and they're going to pay attention to your content on social media. So as you can see, there is a backdrop here. So there's a background, so you can have a custom background. So if you have a branded look you want to go for, if you have a background on your website that you want to use for, just design integrity, keeping true to your brand, or you can just choose a color that's your brand. Either way, you can choose whatever. You can choose a gradient. You can upload an image to be the backdrop. All of it can be controlled. You can have a custom look is my point. You can trim it if you want to. So if you've made a boo-boo on the front side or in between, you can edit the video right within the tool as well. But the layout is really what I want to focus in on here. So as you can see, I'm gonna, I think you can see this. Yeah, there's different looks here. And when I click on them, you'll see that the video look itself changes. So if I do it like this, I'm switching the video component to the left hand instead of the right hand. So I had it like this before. So here's another variation of it where the video component is smaller. Here's one on, again, on the flip side of it. Here's one where the video is split, where it's just an overlay, smaller text, but bigger video component. And again, you can do this from right or left. Here's another version of it. I'm just going to go through some of the versions. My point is that these are not standard formats. These are an interruption style piece of content. Now, this example I wouldn't use because the video component is overlaid onto the PowerPoint presentation, right? So the words are going to be covered up. But there's a couple others down here. Here's the small circle look. You can do it down in the bottom hand. These are standard though. These are not interruption style marketing. People have been using this particular look in their marketing efforts for a while. But some of these others are definitely different. And especially these at the top where the video component is visible clearly. So like for example, if I were to see this, and this is what caught my attention, I saw somebody's video like this, it caught my attention, and I was like, I gotta check this out. How are they doing this? Versus this, where it's just one of these smaller ones. One, I can't see me very well. So even if I'm watching this video, it could be anybody. It could be any video that I'm watching where the instructor, if you will, or the speaker is down in the corner. I can't really see them to really connect with them, right? Versus with one where the video component, the person, the talking head, is bigger and you can see facial expressions, you can hear their voice, you can see the text at the same time. So this is, like I say, this is an interruption style marketing element that not only can you use to create your VSLs with, which is why I started using this tool, but this tool has application for so many other things. But I wanted to primarily show you how you could take the tool and use it to sell something that you are, create a VSL that is all around the thing that you sell. There's other things you can do too. There's borders, so you can make your video look different. As you can see, there's edges. I'm just going through some of the looks so that you can see how you can make it look different and customized. These are all, again, interruption marketing techniques to showcase something different than what, the standard look is. You can mirror your cam, you can crop your screen. You can change the size. This is super powerful. So let's say, for example, I wanted to turn a video into an oblong that I was going to put on, a story or something. You can change the size to whatever, square. The three sizes are square, oblong, and then of course the standard landscape size. So for the VSL, I'm currently using obviously the landscape style because that is, even though that is more of a traditional look, the difference between just having a standard, just the text and a voice overlay, you have, and now I have the both components, and it was very easy to create. I hit the record button. I'm able to read my screen as I go, so my text is there. Now, let's say, for example, you don't have and or don't want to create all of these pieces, meaning you don't necessarily have a PowerPoint presentation with all your words on it, right? So let's talk about 3 formats for VSLs real quick, because the reality is this, you don't have to do things like necessarily that I've done them, because I've done these VSLs in a number of formats. So that's what I'm going to share with you right now. You can do what I call the ugly VSL, which is just a PowerPoint presentation with a backdrop, a white backdrop with your text on it. so that your viewer can read as you are speaking, right? So it's a voiceover, and you've seen them. So many people use them. This is kind of the standard modus operandi, if you will. A lot of marketers use just the ugly VSL. Then there is the talking head. This, in my opinion, is the easiest VSL to create. So let me explain what that is. I'm going to give you the scripts for this in just a minute, and you're going to go take your thing, whatever you're selling. You're going to fill in the blank of these scripts, and you're going to be able to run with this in a very short window of time. Okay. So you fill in fill in the blanks, and then you record it just sitting down in front of your camera or your cell phone, your smartphone. If you got it, you can do it even on your phone. There's no excuse, really. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the beauty today. There is more value in just doing the thing and not having it perfect than trying to stress over making everything perfect. So it doesn't have to have, you don't have to have fancy tools to do this, is my point. So a talking head is just reading your script, in front of your camera, and it's you front facing. There's no words on the screen unless you put captions, which, by the way, this tool does do as well. It will create captions for you on your video. So if you were to just record yourself using Tella as a talking head, then the captions would be created on your video. So technically, it's the next version of what I'm getting ready to share with you, which is a hybrid model. Now, the video, my example that I just showed you, this is a hybrid. This is a combination of me being front-facing, talking head, as well as the text component. So, either or. My point is that you could do this technically, even with a talking head, you could create a hybrid using this tool. So those are the three formats. Like I said, the talking head is probably the easiest version to create. And as a first iteration for you, I would recommend that whatever is the easiest path to doing the thing, do that. So don't stress over, let's talk about that for a second. Let's assume that a couple scenarios that you don't like getting in front of a camera. Okay. If that's a barrier to entry for you, then don't do that. Just create an ugly VSL, put your script on a white backdrop and do a voiceover. Boom, you're done. Right. If that's the easiest way for you to get the thing done, do that. If you don't want to spend the time putting your text on a PowerPoint, you just want to sit down in front of your camera and read your script, do that. Okay. If you want to make it a little more fancy, you want to do a hybrid model, which is, the PowerPoint and the video, then do that. The point is, do the thing that is the easiest for you to do. Because there's no excuse for you not to do this thing, because there's a path here for you to do the thing. I know some people, again, worry about different things. They worry about, I don't know, I don't have my hair and my makeup done today. So then don't get in front of the camera, but don't let it hold you back from getting this done. Okay. Now I want to show you a couple of other things as it relates to this. A lot of times I shared with you before that I have been using this tool for other things. I've been using Loom until I found this tool, and I've started replacing Tella with Loom. So here's a comparison between the two tools. If you're currently using Loom, then, and I'm not dissing on Loom. Loom's a decent tool. I've been using it for myself for a lot of things, not just myself, but the team had been using it. But here's a couple of differentiators that I think might give you a little clarity on what makes the most sense for you. Both tools have a free plan. Both allow you to do some video editing. There's an instant sharing button, so you can connect your social platforms to it, and you can share from right within the tool. Both have subtitles. Both have a video export feature. This is where we start to get into why this is going to be a better interruption tool for you. You can import slides if you want to. You can do custom layouts, backgrounds, borders. You can even, if you wanted to get super fancy with your VSL, you could do B-roll. You can import video clips into your videos. Those are, again, more advanced features, but it gives you options that sometimes are difficult. You have to use other tools for. And then they have a call to action button as well. So these are just some differences between the two tools. There is a free version of it, and otherwise it's $15 a month, unlimited videos, unlimited recording duration, instant sharing options. They have a 4K export, which is also amazing because that means that you're going to get a very high quality video when you do use this tool. And then it has, the watermark free download. So, it's not going to be, it's going to look like you created this in a studio versus, or had somebody professionally edit it for you versus creating it in, 10, 15 minutes. I think the last time I did my VSL, I literally less than 20 minutes, I had it recorded and it was ready to go. That has never happened to me before. So that was pretty powerful. Let's see. Next thing I wanted to talk about is the scripts that I have available for you guys. So I'm going to talk about the scripts, but I want to talk about where you can snag them. I'm going to drop this into our free community. It's totally free for you to join, so it's not going to cost you anything. I'm going to drop the scripts when we finish up. I'm going to drop the link in as soon as we finish up with Tools Thursday today so that you can grab them from there. So let me go back to where I want to talk about the scripts real quick. So now the example that I was showing you, and I know I didn't play the whole VSL for you because that would have taken 15 minutes, and I didn't want to do that. There is a new what's called a direct VSL script that is just going gangbusters right now. Traditional VSL is longer, it's a little more protracted, but there's a big movement to what's called direct VSLs. I haven't created my own yet, although I'm sharing my couple of scripts with you. I plan to create these in the very near future. I use those as my example so you could see how to create these for yourself. But here's the basic format for a direct VSL script template. One is the introduction. And so it would be like, it's an attention grabbing statement. It's a intro of the product, a personal introduction of some sort. Like I say, I'm going to show you what this looks like in just a minute. I'm just going to share the pieces with you so that you can see what's involved in this. Problem, you start talking about the problem or the problems. You aggravate the problem. You explain why other solutions might not have worked for them. And then you enter the solution. You introduce your product or your service as a solution. You describe how it solves the problem, and you highlight the benefits. Proof, social proof, product demonstration of some sort, authority proof. It depends on your individual situation. So let's say, for example, you don't have testimonials. This is a new thing for you. Then you might want to do a product demonstration, or you might want to do authority proof, meaning, your experience or, what other people have said about you in your space that's not necessarily directly tied to your product or service. So there's ways to get around that, is my point. And then the last, but certainly not least, is the call to action, a couple of different lanes that you could go here. But let me give you an example. And I'm just going to go over the first one because, again, I want you'll be able to grab this document inside the community, which is kimgarst.com/community. And you'll have access to this. You can copy and paste it. You can use it however it makes the most sense for you. But hey, you call out your person. Maybe it's a coach, an entrepreneur, a service provider. Hey, realtor, or whoever your person is, if you know who that is. And if you don't know who that is, it's okay to not say that part too. By the way, you can start with just what I call the hooks. Are you tired of feeling just like another voice in a crowded industry? Do you dream of establishing yourself as a thought leader and authority in your field? Then you're in the right place. I'm thrilled to introduce you to our Authority Creator Training Program. So see, that's the intro. That's how I'm seeding that front piece, letting them know that I see them, that I see their problem, and I've got a solution for them, that they're in the right place. And then I talk about the problem. The truth is, in today's fast-paced world, it's not enough to simply have expertise in your area. You need to establish yourself as an authority if you want to stand out from the competition and make a lasting impact. But how do you do that? How do you create a brand that people trust and respect? And then you introduce the solution. That's where our program comes in, led by blah, blah, blah. So the point is that all of these pieces up here, I've given you an example of how to do this in this document. So like I said, you can grab that at kimgarst.com/community. It's a free community. All you have to do is join, and by the way, there's all kinds of great resources in there. We've just started the community about a week ago. We've been doing authority building challenges every day so far this week. I plan to do them every day so that every day you have a little nugget, that a little thing that you can see to that are authority building activities. And because authority takes time to build, and knowing what to do, when to do it, how to do it can sometimes be confusing. So the community will be value-based to you more than just, hey, going and grabbing these scripts that I'm giving you today. I just thought I would throw that out there. But let's see. Anything I've forgot to tell you, and or are there any questions today? Does anybody have any questions around, one, what a VSL is, how you use it? I know several of you guys committed to sharing what you sold. Does it make sense for you to do a VSL? Honestly, I think if I had to answer, I'm just going to answer that question real quick. If you are selling something in the online space, then yes, a VSL will be advantageous to you. It is the fastest way that I found, not only to sell the thing, but to get clarity of your own message, to share things on social media that revolve around it, because you get clear on the problems that you're solving. You get clear on the solution that you're offering. And it just becomes second nature for you to start saying the things in the right orders. In the right orders? In the right order. That's the way I meant to say that. So Tanya, I did answer this, but that's okay. I'm thankful you're here. A VSL is a video sales letter. It is a replacement tool, sometimes used in conjunction with a sales page. But for me, I usually use it as a replacement of a sales page. Great question. All right. So how many of you guys are interested in doing your own VSL? I tell you, with the scripts that I'm giving you, all you have to do is go fill in the blank, and you will be able to do your own. And because you're going to have access to the group, the free group, ask questions. If you get stuck somewhere, ask your questions. All right. I'll see you in the group. And, so Simone is asking another great question. In what channels do you share your VSLs? Well, mine, if you go to authoritycreator.online, you'll see an example of my VSL funnel. So it's basically a phone funnel, Simone. So my intention is to share some value in that VSL. It's a traditional VSL. It's not this direct sales script that I just gave you. It's a little more prolonged. But the point is that my intention is to share what the thing is that I'm selling, give some details about it, and then invite them to a phone call. All right. Now, you can use a VSL in a lot of different ways. You can share it on social media. But when you share it on social media, you have to make sure that you have a call to action in place. You have to have a place for people to take the action that you want them to take. So sometimes it's like when we're using social media we drive traffic to our phone funnel, which has the VSL on the front side of it, so that people can take action on it. And yes, you can use the VSL in all different formats. That's such a great question, Tanya. I guess you could say it both ways. Let's say, for example, you want to share this on Facebook, and maybe you would like it to be square, and you would like to share it on another social platform, and you maybe like YouTube, for example. YouTube, the format there is landscape. So you can save the video and or render it, if you will, export it in different formats, different sizes. Absolutely. Tanya. All right, Tanya. I got you, girl. I said it right, wrong, twice, sort of, but I got it now. All right. All right. Well, I'm excited. Thank you guys for joining me today and hanging in there. I'm excited for you to try this tool. I would love to know what you think about it. When you get a minute, let me know. Pop it into the group. I've really replaced Loom with this tool. I'm using it for feedback for my students. I'm using it for, feedback, recording. Like if I have a question somewhere on something, I do a screen flow for my team. This is what I'm talking about. We've got this customer service issue. This is what they're seeing. Can you fix this? I'm just using it in so many capacities. My intention is to use it in the near future for course creation as well. So there's just lots of applications for it. So thought I'd share all those resources or ways that you could potentially leverage it outside of just using it for the VSL. All right. We'll see you next Thursday here, same time, same place for Tools Thursday. Hopefully I see you between now and then inside of the free community. All right. Take care of yourselves. God bless.